Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today I'm talking about my August TBR. Now, I am going to mention some books for this TBR, but I'm hoping to get to more than this, though some of these are absolute chunkers, so potentially this is already more ambitious than I would like for it to be. But first thing that I'm going to mention is the fact that it is going to be Booker season, so the Booker Prize long list is getting announced on the 28th of July. When you're seeing this video, that has already passed, but I am still waiting for the long list, and so my intention is to sample at least the long list and maybe try the short list. Ideally, I might do the whole long list, but that will definitely depend on like what is on there and things like that, so we'll see whether I commit to that in the end or not. But so the short list is typically announced somewhere at the end of September, I believe, so I do intend to get some long list of books done in August, some done in September, and like not the entire 13 yet. Potentially I will tackle the rest of that after the shortlist has been announced. But in any case, I am holding 3 slots for Booker Prize books for the August TBR, but so which ones they are I won't be able to tell you yet until that point in time. But so next up we have a buddy read, because for the book club of Sada from A Voyage Through Words we are reading The Water Outlaws by S.L. Huang. This book came out like 2 years ago, I believe. It was on my list of anticipated releases for that year, and here we are, 2025, still haven't read this. I have seen it occasionally here or there, but not that much neither. It didn't really have like a huge popularity, and but I have seen good things about it in the few times that it has passed my timeline. All I really remember about this one, I think it is a gender role reversal sort of deal where our protagonist is a woman pretending to be a guy in order to be able to be part of this outlaw group. Let's read it back to be sure. So, in the J is my worst enemy when it comes to Chinese. Jianghu, you break the law to make it your own. Lin Chong is an expert arms instructor, training the emperor's soldiers in sword and truncheon, battle axe and spear, lance and crossbow. Unlike bolder friends who flirt with challenging the unequal hierarchies and values of imperial society, she believes in keeping her head down and doing her job, until a powerful man with a vendetta rips that carefully built life away. Disgraced, tattooed as a criminal, and on the run from an imperial marshal who will stop at nothing to see her dead, Lin Chong is recruited by the bandits of Liangshan. Mountain outlaws on the margins of society, the Liangshan bandits proclaim belief in justice. For women, for the downtrodden, for progressive thinkers, a corrupt empire would imprison or destroy. They're also murderers, thieves, smugglers, and cutthroats. Apart, they love like diamonds and fight like tigers. Together, they could bring down an empire. So completely not what I said before that it was, but sounds very interesting. We love ourselves a bandit group out for justice, who is also a little bit cutthroat, and so therefore already morally great. We love morally great. Next up, this book had to be was one that I was hoping to get to in July. It didn't happen, so it's moving over into August, and that is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. This is the first book in a trilogy, I believe it is going to be. This one is a release from about 2 years ago that I did get around to back then, but the sequel came out a few months ago, and I have yet to reread this in order to go into the sequel, because I don't really remember much about this book, because all I really remember is that we're looking at a criminal female protagonist, same I guess as with The Water Outlaws, and that this was like adventure packed. I was really engrossed, I liked the characters, it was a fun ride, and I really wanted the sequel when I read this one. So let's do another back reading, because yeah. Luli al-Nazari is the Midnight Merchant, a criminal who with the help of her Jinn bodyguard hunts and sells illegal magic. When she saves the life of a cowardly prince, she draws the attention of his powerful father, the Sultan, who blackmails her into finding an ancient lamp that has the power to revive the barren lands at the cost of sacrificing all Jinn. With no choice but to obey or be executed, Luli journeys with the Sultan's oldest son and one of his infamous 40 thieves to find the artifact. They must survive ghoul attacks, outwit a vengeful Jinn queen, and confront a malicious killer from Luli's past. In a world where story is reality and illusion is truth, Luli will discover that everything, her enemy, her magic, even her own past, is not what it seems. Now we must decide who she will become. So, very much looking forward to this reread, and even more to getting around to the sequel. Then, a book that I'm going to be putting on here, but I actually also should still finish the prior book in the series, is going to be the fourth and final book in the Dandelion Dynasty, Speaking Bones, Chunker. But so I am currently reading The Veiled Throne, the third book within this series. I am 260 pages in, it is 900 pages long. I have like what, 4.5 days left to read in it. I do hope to get further than the halfway point, hopefully hope to get 2/3 in, but it will mean that part of that book is also moving into August. So yeah, Speaking Bones I ideally want to get finished within August, because that was like the original schedule set out for this series, 2 months per book, and then in the end I had to like squeeze it all in that final half of that 6-month period, because no, 8-month period, because apparently I cannot for the life of me actually follow a schedule. But so Speaking Bones is for the August month, and so this is a series in which we are following the rise and fall of empires, the meeting of different cultures who haven't really been in contact with one another. It is about family, it is about love, it is scholarship, it is about making new discoveries and learning new tactics and strategies to adapt to the strategies that are coming out of different cultures, out of different ways of thinking. And so yeah, I really love this series. I will say that the first one is like my least favorite, and that is a common opinion out on the internet. The first one to me felt a little bit rushed. I mean, it's also pretty chunky, but it tackles a whole big time period, and it felt quite rushed. And because we are probably spreading our attention between 3 different sort of like potentials for the people that are going to take over the empire, potentially that means that it also just felt too surface level compared to what the series does after that. But then of course in the series after that as well we are spreading across very different POVs, so I don't know whether that is necessarily the issue with the first one, but the first one definitely feels like a lot is happening and it's difficult to keep track of, whereas when we get to the second book, and especially in the third book so far, we are very much more zoomed in on the moment, and it becomes easier to follow, and you really get to know these characters and start to feel for these characters and hurt along with these characters. So yeah, I'm having an awesome time with this series at this point in time, and so Speaking Bones is going to be the conclusion for this series, which will be quite an achievement for my 2025 reading, because it is massive. I just see that this final one is over 1,000 pages, so each book in the series has just gotten longer and longer and longer. And aside from that, yes, I have one more book to mention here as well, because it isn't long enough already. So aside from reading 3 Booker potentials, no, not Booker potentials, but three Booker long-listed books within the month of August, I'm also going to be reading a Booker shortlists book from the previous year. And that has nothing to do with Booker season. It is just that me and my friends are going to London in the weekend of the 15th of August, and we've decided that we wanted to read the books together so that we can discuss it when we're there, because we enjoyed the experience of talking about books together. We recently went to the Waterstones, and my friend was saying like, it was so lovely to get to talk about our experiences with the different books that we were seeing around, lying around in the bookstore. But she was saying how much more fun it would be to talk about a book that we've all read. We have had a book club at one point in time, but I think it lasted about a year or something like that. And so we ended up landing on The Safekeep as the book that we were going to read together. So The Safekeep is written by Yael van der Wouden, I think. I'll have the cover on the screen to confirm that, who is a Dutch author, but it is originally published in English, which is why it was Booker eligible. So it made it onto the shortlist for the Booker 2024. It also won the Women's Prize, I think, in 2025. And so this is a book that is set in the period after the Second World War. Our protagonist, Isabel, I think her name was, is back in her mother country, which I assume is the Netherlands, and through circumstances, I don't remember where it's like the fiance of her brother or somebody somehow linked to her brother ends up in her care. And then the premise is super vague. So the premise is just like that Isabel is like very controlling, and that she discovers things that will change her life or something like that. I do believe it is queer, but that is the only thing that I really know about this book. So I've heard really good things about it. I'm very eager to finally get around to it and prioritize it. I will be getting it from the library, so no physical copy to show you guys here, but it also has a beautiful cover, and that one is the final thing that I'm putting on my August TBR. And with having looked at it now and having realized that Speaking Bones is even bigger than the Veiled Throne, I think I can already say that I will be lucky if I get through this entire TBR in August, and probably, if there's gonna be room for something else, it's gonna have to be something like short, sweet. I mean, to be fair, I need an audiobook, but I'll have to look up whether any of these is available to me in the audio format. But yeah, that will just be spur of the moment, last minute decision. But so yeah, that's the August TBR. Wish me luck, I guess, is what I'm thinking right now, after having finally looked at the size of these books. Hopefully the Booker books are gonna be short. I mean, I can choose, because it's just the beginning, so I can choose the 3 shortest one as well, I guess. Maybe that can be my selection criteria, but in any case, yeah. Even without those, it's already looking a little bit daunting. So yeah, that's August's problem. For me, it's still July. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this, I have made some progress in this, because you will see this like 1 week into August, I believe. So, no, you're seeing this in you're seeing this very early in August, I believe. So yeah, I will have been nowhere. Maybe I'm completely overwhelmed by the point in which you're seeing this. But so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys for the next one. And as said, wish me luck. Bye!